Welcome to the Mildura Weekly, and joining me today is Carwarp farmer Clay Gowers. Clay, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having me.
Well, mate, congratulations. You're one of 13 young farmers across Victoria who have received a scholarship.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Agriculture Victoria have been running this scholarship for 5 years, so this is the 5th running of it. So it's to try and keep skill in the young farming industry. The average age for a farmer nowadays is about 50. So a lot of young farmers are, going to uni and or studying trades and that sort of thing. So I believe it's to try and keep that skill level in the farming industry. So yeah, they're offering the recipients up to $10,000 to help boost their knowledge in their industry. So obviously mine being grain, but some of the other recipients are dairy. I think there was one girl who was chestnuts, I think it might have been, or piggeries and all that sort of thing. So it allows us to learn specialised skills in that industry.
Yep. Of course, you've got a passion for using technology and improving on-farm techniques, including unmanned aerial surveillance, drones and so on. I think you're going to be doing some study in that area.
Yeah, correct. So I picked my scholarship based on basically drone mapping. So I'll be learning, how to gather aerial data using what's called like a multispectral camera. So all that really does is takes photos of the crop and it'll monitor how thick the vegetation is. So when we can overlay that into a map, we can see it might be an area that's deficient in something, and then we're able to address that issue faster with our agronomy team.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So that'll be my study side of things, and then the other half I'll be using to help fund myself into a drone. They're pretty expensive, so.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, of course, technology's become more and more important in agriculture, in the sustainability of agriculture. And we're seeing now that farmers are growing crops, albeit they're minimal, on very small amounts of rain, and this no-tilling of the soil approach, it's really making the industry far more sustainable.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're really trying to, I suppose, grow as much crop as we possibly can on the land we've got available. So it's about sort of, I suppose, growing more on the same space, not trying to have more land. So I suppose technology, if anything we can adapt with any technology, whether it be from, breeding of different varieties of crop, or whether it can be technology such as drone stuff. So anything we can have at our disposal will help.
Yeah,
so I believe drone stuff will be the future, and I think it won't be a matter of if you've got drones, it's more sort of when did you get it, just like when we've got GPS navigation in all our tractors nowadays, and if you don't have one of them nowadays, you're sort of old school sort of thing. So. Yeah.
And it's good to see you're interested in being on the land, because I think succession plans for many families are not always there, and the future doesn't necessarily mean that the son or the daughter's going to remain on the land or come back from uni and go onto the land, but that is happening quite a bit, and it's terrific.
I think there's a lot more information out there when it comes to succession planning. I know when my father, when he was younger, there was none of that. Just sort of fell in his lap, sort of thing. But I think there's a lot more knowledge out there, so you can have those talks with the people that are doing that sort of thing, and you can sort of have an understanding of where you want your business to sort of go, and with obviously succession. We're obviously doing that, and.
I don't think you mentioned it, but where will you be doing your training?
So mine is based in, there's a few offices, but the one I'll be doing is down in Geelong. So there's a company down there, they're called Victorian UAV, I believe. And I met with the guy up here who was doing a few presentations, so I'll be heading down there. He was very knowledgeable.
Yeah. And you did really mention it, but you're growing grain, or you're a grain grower in Carwarp, and your families also have a property, they also growing wheat and so on?
Yeah, so our main industry is grain, so probably 50% sort of wheat and barley, and the other 50 is different variety of legumes, so chickpeas, lentils, that sort of thing. And we do run some cattle, but our main industry is grain. Yeah, so down there with my dad and my brother and my uncle and his daughter. So there's five full-timers down there.
Yeah. Clay, thanks so much for coming in, and we wish you all the very best and look forward to catching up with you down the track actually and hear about what's happening.
So thank you for having me.
And be sure to get all your local news at milduraweekly.com.au.